Hey everybody, so today I'm going to do a quick 5 tips on how to look after eyelash extensions and kind of just a review on them, because I've had eyelash extensions 4 or 5 times and for me they last 3 weeks each, so I have experience with them. So I just noticed that before I got them done, I really relied on other people's kind of tips and tricks on YouTube, and I didn't find that there was an awful lot of stuff to go by, so I kind of took a chance because I really wanted to try them out, just because I used to use the ones that, you know, you can buy them and they're like individual and you have to glue them on yourself, and I really liked the way they looked, so I was like, why not have them on all the time? But with that you have to look after them or else they won't last. So I'll just give you a few tips on, I have 5 tips to go by to keep them on for the 3 weeks. So number 1 is the most important. So 24 hours after you've gotten your eyelashes done, you shouldn't get them wet at all. So don't shower. Like, even if you take a chance to shower, the steam from the shower could go onto your eyelashes. It's just because the water will attach to the eyelashes and will weigh them down, and the glue isn't dry yet, so it'll just, like, they won't look the same, or they won't look as nice as they would have if you didn't, or they just won't last because they'll be drawn down and then they'll fall off. So, like, I remember the girl that does my eyelashes for me, Anna, she was telling me loads of different ways like to avoid it, and I was like, oh my god, I did not realize that. She was just like, if it's raining, don't go out in the rain. She was like, if you're cooking and there's steam coming up, don't like put your head over the pot. Loads of different things. Showering, crying. This girl that I know, she got them done, and she got them done the day before her sister's wedding, and she cried at the wedding, and she had to go back the next day because they weren't right. So that's the tip number 1. Just don't be petrified about it. Like, if a drop of water gets on it, it's not the end of the world. It's just to be cautious of it and to try and avoid it so that they last as long as they can. The second tip is to brush them every night and day. Every morning and night. So if you brush them every morning and night, it'll just straighten them out more. If there are ones that are loose, they'll come off. It's fine. If a few come off, it's like normal because they're attached to your eyelashes, and if you didn't brush them, they'd kind of like cut across the rest of your eyelashes and it wouldn't look as nice. It just looks really messy, or it looks like you've done them yourself. So if you just brush them, it also like gets them, they don't get tangled, so they look nicer, they just look cleaner. So if you do, I do it every morning and night. I wouldn't spend ages doing it, I just do a quick over with it, because if you go for ages then you'll end up like brushing loads out if you just keep on going at it. So that really helped with keeping them straight and just fixing the position of them, which brings me on to the third tip. So if you're more prone to like picking at your eyelashes, especially if you're used to having mascara on your eyelashes and you like to pick at them and stuff, if you pick at your eyelash extensions, they're not going to last. They are going to fall off, they're just not going to last. So what I advise, like sometimes, like I notice myself sometimes picking at my eyelashes because I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that one's not straight and I want it to be straight, and I go like meh, meh, meh. So I like use a brush. If you use your brush, I'll show you what my one looks like. Just get it. So if you just see one of these, so just one of those. So you can buy them in Boots or online. They're really cheap. The girl that does my eyelashes for me, she actually gives me them. She just gives me one every time, or two sometimes, and she's just like, just use it, and then just every set of eyelashes that you get, just get rid of it. I keep it in my purse. It's really small, it's really handy, so when I'm at work I can just, you know, fix them up. So if you have, so say like for picking, if you have any kind of stray ones that aren't straight, or you want them to look more even and you're like kind of going at them, if you just use your brush, it's so much easier because you won't pick them out, because like it's just so easy to do. So yeah, that's the kind of brush, and for picking I just use the brush, and I keep it in my purse, in your handbag. It'll, if you're prone to sleeping on your belly, it might be hard to keep them on for a long time, just simply because your face will be on the cushion and your eyelashes will be rubbing off it in your sleep. So they'll get all kind of like messed up around. You'll have to use the brush more and more will come out. So what I usually do is I sleep on my back, or I sleep in the fetal position. But when I am sleeping in the fetal position, I kind of like put my hands like that. So I kind of tilt my head up a little bit, just so that my eyelashes aren't touching off the cushion, because the first time that I had my eyelash extensions in and nobody told me, I slept on my stomach, and the next day I like there was loads of them on the cushion, like loads, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I was like my third day having them in, and I was like, they're not gonna last. So they lasted just about, just because I don't know, I didn't want to get them done again because the effort of going in and getting them done. But yeah, so if you just do that, it'll also avoid them kind of crossing over and not looking as even and all of that. So if you just, if you can't, it's not the end of the world. Like they could last the 3 weeks, or they could last longer, or they could they could last less time. But it's just a tip that I've picked up, that's what I do. I'm just really cautious of them when I am sleeping and when I am lying down. So bring me on to the last one. So the last one is fairly obvious. I think most videos will say it. Do not put mascara on them unless unless the person that does your eyelashes has recommended a mascara, or they give you a mascara that is for the eyelashes. I know that there are a few people that a few places that do that. The girl that I go to, I actually didn't ask her, but I don't think she does, because she was like, do you like to wear mascara an awful lot? And I was like, like if I have my eyelash extensions on, I won't wear mascara. I'll wear mascara, like it's no problem wearing mascara on your bottom. It's just putting them on the actual eyelashes. So yeah, I don't tend to do that, and I've never tried doing it, so I don't know what happens. I presume they clump together and they kind of look a bit icky. So yeah, maybe avoid that. Or if there is one that you can, if there is a mascara that you can use it. So yeah, I said as well that I'd do a quick little kind of review of what I think of eyelash extensions. So I'll quickly just show you what my ones look like. So these are my ones, and then I just have a little bit of mascara down here, and yeah, so they're looking pretty good, and they're on nearly 2 weeks now. So it is Saturday and they'll be on 2 weeks on Tuesday. So as you can see, they are doing quite well, just because that's what I follow. I just follow those tips, and I don't rub my eyes, or like if I am rubbing my eyes, I'll just kind of scratch like that, but I won't be like because I used to, because I have hay fever. So during the summer my eyes get very, very itchy, so it'll be a struggle, but hopefully I've kind of grown out of it, so it won't be too bad. So yeah, but just a quick review on them. They're really like, if you're the type of person that is rushing to work or to school or to college, and it takes you ages to put mascara on because you're a perfectionist with mascara, I am. I get really bothered if there is kind of like my mascara is clumpy, or if they're not even, or if one looks better than the other, and it takes me ages. But this just saves you so much time because you don't have to put mascara on. Like, you just put your foundation on, you contour, do your eyebrows, do little under lashes. Like, they're even so voluminous that I don't really, like, I asked the girl that does them for me, I asked her to do a little flick here because then I don't have to wear eyeliner or winged eyeliner, so it helps me in that sense. And then sometimes when I do wear eyeshadow and I want it to look natural, I just get like bronzer, and I'll just like bronze here, bronze underneath here, and it looks fine. It's just really handy for time saving, I find. You can just, like, I used to have to put aside like 40 minutes to an hour to do mine, but now I find that I have my makeup done completely, like, this took me like 20 minutes to do, which is good. Like, so yeah, it's really good for time saving. They look really nice, and even when you're going out, you don't have the bother of putting on the eyelashes and then them sticking out here and all of that. So it is really good for time, and they look really pretty, and I've had a good experience with them. Like, it really just depends on where you go. Like, the girl that I go to, she uses really sensitive glue for people who have sensitive eyes, because you have to remember that they are going near your eyes. So I would maybe, like, there's no harm in asking the person that's doing them for you to put a little swab on your hand just before you get them done, just in case you do have a reaction to the glue. Because, like, it's one thing having a little reaction in your hand, but like your eyes, oh my god. Like, if you want to go out that night, or if you have work and you come in with like big bulgy eyes because you had a reaction, it's not the nicest. So yeah, so that is what I do, because I do have really sensitive eyes, and I find she uses the really sensitive glue, and even when I open my eyes are stinging, and she has to go like that to my eyes or else I'll cry. As well, when you are getting them done, it does take a while. So it takes about, it depends if you're getting refills. If you're getting refills, it might take an hour and a half to an hour. If you're getting them done fully, it might take 2 hours. So make sure that you don't drink an awful lot before you go there, and that you've gone to the bathroom before you go there, because once she starts, you can't open your eyes. So yeah, that's the one downside of getting it done, but it's worth the time. And then once you get refills, it doesn't take half the time at all. So there's different, it might be different for wherever you go, but there are different sizes, different lengths. Yeah, there's different lengths of the eyelashes. So you can get 1D, which are really natural, but they might not be natural for you if you have really short eyelashes. They might be just right. So there's 2D, which are the ones that I have on. So these are the 2D ones. And then you have 3D, which are longer. They're like, it's really obvious that you're wearing eyelash extensions. Like, when I work in a clothes shop, so I work with an awful lot of customers, and I'm in the ladies section, so an awful lot of girls would be like, are those eyelash extensions, or are those your real eyelashes? And I'd be like, hey, they're eyelash extensions, and they'd be like, oh, they're so natural. But that's only because they're 2D, they're not 3D. They're so used to seeing people who have eyelash extensions with the 3D ones, and they're like, which like is lovely. Like, I think they look really nice, but they just don't suit me, because I'd want to wear them with more natural makeup. But yeah, also I found with the 1D and the 2D, like, a lot of people say towards the end of the 2 or 3 weeks that they're supposed to be on, they get very like bitty, and like it's really obvious that you're wearing eyelash extensions because there'll be a really long piece of eyelash and then there'll be your own eyelash, which should be really short. But I find that's not the case with the 1D. Well, I don't know about the 1D because I haven't had them, but I presume since they're a bit shorter it's with the 1D as well. I find that's not the case with the 1D and 2D lashes, just because they are they're that little bit shorter, and they're not as obvious if there's gaps in them. Like, there are gaps in mine, but they just look like really spirally, I don't know, they just look like really long eyelashes, but they look light. But when I get them on done first, they do look really like heavy, like it's really obvious. But like after the first week, they look much more natural. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have picked up on eyelash extensions for the past few months of having them. The girl that does mine, if you're from Galway, the girl that does mine, her name is Anna, and her Facebook page is Deserve Beauty, and I will link it down below for you. She's absolutely amazing. She's so good. As you can see, she's absolutely amazing at doing them. She's so good. She is so friendly, and she's so flexible. Like, if you want to get yours done, your eyelashes done on a Sunday, she'd be like, yeah, I'll come in, what time suits you. Like, she's really good for all that. So I highly recommend her, and she'll be able to answer any questions you have. Her prices are really reasonable compared to most eyelash extension places. Like, to get a full set, it's €40, and it lasts for 3 weeks. And then after you get your full set, you just get refills, so they're €30. So if you think about it, if you just put €10 aside each week, you know, it's not breaking the bank. Compared to other places that are like €60 and €90. I was like, maybe later when I have a better job, a better paid job. But yeah, so that is my whole experience on eyelash extensions, and I hope I helped you with them. And if you have any questions at all, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. I'll also link her Facebook page where you can book appointments with her down in the description box. Down in the description box below. Alright, bye!